What's up, bros? I saw your yard sale video last week and I decided I wanted in on the money making action. But instead of money making, I decided I'm gonna do some money saving. This video is about how I plan to eat for less than $2 a day. That's not $2 per meal, $2 a day. Now I'm married, so it's gonna take the cost up to around $4 a day for food altogether, but my ultimate goal is to spend around $100 per month on food items. This is for me and my wife, so it's gonna be a real tight budget, but I think that it's possible. I got to thinking about this because I've been working 4 days a week, and during those 4 days, I typically eat out at least one time a day. It's really hard to spend less than $5 per meal whenever you go out to eat. On top of that, I also typically get at least one 20-ounce soda from a grocery store or a drink with my meal, taking my cost of food up to around $7 per meal. And I've also estimated that I probably spend altogether somewhere around $10 a day while I'm out on my shift for food items or other drinks or whatever it might be. If you run the numbers on that, that's $2,080 a year spent on food items and drink items for one meal. That's not the entire day. That's $2,080 spent for one meal on just those 4 days. That's not including the rest of the days of the week either. And that's not including my wife. So, if we can take it to $100 a month, that would be absolutely ridiculous, the amount of savings that would be accruing and that we could put straight into, paying off debt or whatever it might be. As I get to researching for this video, I found some really interesting facts that are kind of sad, to be honest. Let's start off with the fast food industry. The fast food industry is worth somewhere around $570 billion. That might not seem like a whole lot whenever you think about other industries out there and the total cost that everybody in the whole world is spending on it. It doesn't really seem like a whole lot, but it's been reported that around 50 million Americans eat at least one fast food meal a day. And I know for a fact that it's hard to spend less than $5 per meal per person. If you're eating by yourself, that might not be such a big deal. But whenever you add in the fact that most people who are eating out are doing it for convenience, they might be feeding their families, they might be feeding their spouses, that takes the numbers up so high. I'm trying to figure out how to eat for $4 a day for two people, and that's for all 3 meals of the day. The depressing part about all of this is the next set of stats. 15 million households are living with food insecurities. And out of those 15 million, 5.8 million of them are suffering from severe food insecurities. That's a lot of people going hungry. Parents are skipping meals to feed their children. The time just doesn't seem like it's there, and neither does the money. So I want to prove that it's possible to cut the spending down to a ridiculously low amount. I believe that this will help people unlock their potential to feed themselves and their children. If you're watching this and dealing with hunger, you may be using some kind of government supplement. That's okay. The fact is that nobody should go hungry. I have a few more stats here that I'm going to read off. The average spending per couple is $625 per month. That's for 2 people. So if me and my wife wanted to eat, it'd be somewhere around $625 per month typically. 43% of couples spending on food items goes to eating out per month. Each person on average spends somewhere around $262 per month for food. I can see the criticisms coming my way already. What about all the other things that you have to buy? What about toilet paper or paper towels or laundry detergent or whatever it may be? We're not going to address those things here. This is specifically targeted on how I'm going to eat for $2 a day. We have to take care of our most carnal needs first. Food is one of those. If you're hungry, you're going to be less productive. You're not going to be thinking clearly. Going hungry can lead to severe anxiety and depression. So I believe that coming up with a rigid food budget and sticking to it can help you with a lot of the other things in your list as well. So I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to get started on this. I've got to do some research first. I've got to see what it actually costs. I wrote up a list and then some estimates. I'm going to see what it actually costs, and then I'll come back after I go to the grocery store and see where we're sitting at with it. So I'll catch you all down the road. So I just got here to the grocery store and we're gonna go inside. One thing that I recommend is try to go shopping once a week for several reasons. One is to reduce the amount of groceries that you're carrying back and forth to your car and into the house. That's just annoying. Two is it helps prevent food waste. Nearly 150,000 tons of food is wasted every single day in the US alone. That's a whole lot of food that shouldn't have to be wasted. If you go shopping once a week, you're a lot less likely to let your salads or things like that, or your fruits or whatever it may be, meats, things like that go to waste. I know I've bought hamburger meat several times, put it in the fridge, forgot to put it in the freezer, which can prolong the life of meats by several months, and had to throw it away. So one reason to go once a week is to prevent food waste. And then another reason is to prevent overeating. So that would be having all this stuff in your fridge for an entire month, and then you wake up at 12 o'clock, can't go back to sleep, and you decide, I want a midnight snack. And you go dig into your supply. Well, that's going to reduce the amount of time that each individual type of food lasts over the entire month. So if you go once a week, you only have a specific amount of food, and you know, if I eat this in the middle of the night or whenever I'm feeling I need a snack, you know that this is your only food and you don't want to waste it, essentially. So let's go ahead and head inside. You won't always be able to do this, but for the intended purposes of this video, we're gonna use a small buggy as opposed to a large one to prevent ourselves from accidentally buying extra things. The big buggies are designed for obviously getting more groceries, but one of the purposes of their design is actually to entice you to fill it up more. So we're gonna use a smaller buggy because I think that we can fit everything that we need for today in the smaller one. Now this isn't a coupon video, this is just regular shopping. So that's what we're gonna be doing, but I do have a coupon to save $10 on your next shopping order of $50 or more. So since we have it, we're gonna use it, but we're gonna go over coupons in another video down the road. Try to avoid going shopping whenever you're hungry, because that can also increase the likelihood that you're going to buy things like soda, extra snacks, or whatever. Okay, so I'm back from my shopping trip and I'm happy to report that it's pretty much looking like it's gonna work out exactly like I hoped. I spent around $53. We ended up buying a couple of things that weren't really on the list. The reason for that is that we needed some laundry detergent and other things. But we had a coupon that saved us $10 on $50 or more. We ended up spending $60 and then pretty much negated the cost of the extra things that we added on anyways. So after rerunning the numbers that I had on my receipt for all of the individual items that we have for the entire month, there were a couple of things we couldn't buy for the entire month worth, like bread that might go bad or milk. I ran the numbers and it looks like all of those items are going to come out to around $70. That's not including meat for dinners, like proteins, chicken, whatever it might be. The reason for that is that we already have some in the freezer. We have like 3 bags left over that we need to use first. So I wasn't going to buy that now, but I think that we can come up with some creative ways to get that down to around the $30 mark for the entire month. That would be 50 cents per meal per person for proteins added into the diet. All of that being said, this is looking highly realistic, and I have a couple of things that I wanted to add on now for the people who are saying, well, how are you going to stick to it? You know, you've already gotten in this routine of buying a fast food meal once a day. The simple answer to that question is checklists. The first checklist, I'm just going to go ahead and read right off of my notebook here because I think that they're pretty important steps, and I think that they're going to be really helpful in keeping myself accountable. So the first thing is go shopping on a consistent day during the week. And I'm going to choose Sunday. That's the best day for me. Choose whatever day is best for you. If it's really hard for you to go in a week, or like say you're out of town or whatever, you're not going to get back till Sunday night. And how am I going to go shopping? I can't do this anymore. Order online and pick it up when you get home, or order it online and pick it up on Monday morning. Do something like that. But whatever you do, make sure you stay consistent. Order it, get it on the same day, go pick it up, go shopping, do whatever you've got to do. but get the groceries. The second thing is prepare your lunches the day before, and specifically the night before, but you can do it whenever you want. Or some people meal prep, like at the beginning of the week, the same day they go shopping. If that's easier for you, we usually include some of our proteins from the night before into the lunches for the next day. So we will likely be doing it the night before. But there's a couple of different ways you can do it. And I would say make sure you do it the night before every time. For me, it's going to be a big deal to do this because, like I said, I eat out at least one time a day. So making sure to like nip that habit in the bud, making sure that I have something to keep me accountable, looking over, seeing my lunchbox there on the seat in my car and saying, man, I shouldn't spend any extra money. I don't want this food to go to waste. There's people out there that are going hungry. I really need to save the money, whatever it might be that motivates me. Having that food already prepared is going to be a huge boon in keeping me accountable. The third thing on the list is to set your budgeted money aside. Now, I know this sounds kind of crazy for like a food budget. Like, why not just leave it in your checking account? Whenever you're broke, it's really easy to think that multiple other things are more important. You got bill collectors calling you every day, every hour on the hour. Your mortgage might be late, whatever it might be. I've been there. I've experienced it. I know other people have experienced it. Everything seems important at that point, but going hungry is not acceptable. I've decided that being hungry is going to make me less productive. It's going to make me anxious. It's going to make me even fearful. Like, what am I going to do? And it sets this whole entire attitude of being in a bad place. So not only am I going to be saving money, but I need to be setting it aside. I need to be building a habit of budgeting and putting specific money in specific places. So that's my goal here, is to just like take the money and put it in my wife's savings account so that I don't even have access to it. And so we can't touch it or use it for anything else. It needs to be very specifically used for one thing, and that's groceries. So we're going to save the $100 every time we get paid. I get paid weekly, so I'm going to take the $100 and I'm going to put it somewhere where I can't touch it until Sunday when we go shopping. And then the last thing, and this is kind of self-explanatory and we've already alluded to it, but be consistent. It's really easy to fall back into old habits, especially whenever you do things every single day and they're a part of like your habitual thinking, like your subconscious, and you just do them without even thinking about it. Like driving into the drive-thru, I do that all the time. I'm like, what am I doing here? So making sure to be consistent is going to be huge in resetting your habits. It's been shown that after doing something a certain number of times, a routine sets in, and then your brain expects the reward, and that can be linked to so many different things. So fast food right now is very likely a high reward for me, like a high budget reward for me, and I need to change that. I need to shift that focus, and the reward needs to be, I'm saving money. I'm feeling a lot better, like health-wise, because I'm not eating fast food every day. I'm losing weight, whatever it might be. It's going to take time, and so being consistent is key here. So that's going to be my checklist. I'm going to have some other checklists in place, and I might post them later. But for right now, my main things are shopping at the same time every week, preparing my lunches the night before, setting the money aside, and being consistent. So we'll see how things go. I'm really excited about it, to be honest. I don't know. A lot of people aren't excited about budgeting. It feels like a chore, but I'm excited to be saving some money so I can pay off some other stuff and get caught up. I'm really excited to eat healthier and lose some weight and just feel better in general. Maybe it'll help me with some of my sleep issues. Maybe it'll help me with some of my depression and anxiety that I've had in the past. So I'll report back probably in about a month once we've kind of got things going and I can do some extra research. Maybe I can get it lower. Maybe I can get it down to like $80 a month or something. That sounds kind of ridiculous, but you never know. Like with the big box stores, like if you get a Sam's Club or something like that, you might be able to buy some of this stuff in bulk and like really save a lot of money doing it. So that's my goal for right now. I'm going to plan to eat under $2 a day for myself. And that's how I'm going to save some money. So we'll catch up with you soon. Later.